have traveled all over Kenya to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the help they need to improve their farms,
Get better yields.
and build profitable businesses.
We will see how farmers from across the region can benefit from our experts' advice.
While also learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences as they shape up their shambas.
Karibu to the Shamba Shape Up Safari.
Welcome to Shamba Shape Up.
Today we are in Uasin Ngishu County and we are by River Cape Karen, and you are visiting our farmer Karen Langat.
Oh yes, Karen used to work as a nurse and decided she wants to become her own boss and started farming.
10 years ago they had only one cow, but now they have 34 cows.
And she wants to do even better.
Let's see how we can help her out.
So, join us on Shamba Shape Up. This week we are in Eldoret.
And we are visiting Karen Langat.
Karen's main business is dairy farming. She's an expert on cows, but she needs help with growing fodder crops and wants to expand into horticulture.
So let's go and meet her and see how we can help. Karen,
Hi,
how are you?
fine, thank you.
Good to be here.
Good to see you guys.
Karen.
Welcome.
Show us around your shamba.
Welcome. Let's
Good,
go.
thank you.
Yeah.
Karen keeps chickens.
And this is the field where Karen plans to grow fodder crops.
And here are the cows. Very impressive.
It's actually milking time right now.
Lots of milk. Lots of business going on here.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Let me assume that you may not have problems with your cows.
One of the challenges that I have is that there's some piece of land that I have. We've leased some land for use to feed these cows. Because I've been trying to plant, productivity has been quite low.
All right.
Yeah.
And so, Karen, is there anything else you want to plant other than food for your cows?
I've been thinking of planting maybe onions to try and see.
Wow.
You want to venture into the onion business?
Yes, I want to try that.
Well, you're in luck because we've got the experts for you to deal with those issues you've talked about. So you'll excuse us, we go set up our tent.
And get ready to work.
Okay.
We'll see you later.
See you later, Karen.
All right.
All right. So let's pitch the tent and get ready for work. Caro.
Yes?
Are you ready for a hard day's work?
Of course we are.
Definitely we are.
To help with the fodder crop, we have an expert on soil health.
And an expert on tractors. But first, we are going to see how to manage your onions.
And I'm going to check on the chicken.
All right, see you later, Caro.
Later.
Karen wants to expand her farming business into horticulture, and she's heard growing onions can be very profitable. So we have decided to take Karen to meet Benjamin, a successful onion farmer nearby, and Timothy, an expert from Amiran, who has been helping Benjamin on his farm. I wonder if they'll convince her that onions can be a big business.
The reason why I want to get into an onion business is that I want to diversify and maybe make some more money.
More money.
Yes.
Profits.
Yes.
Okay, Benjamin.
Yes.
How big is this portion here?
An 8 of an acre.
1/8
Yeah.
of an acre.
Yes.
And how much onions did you get from here?
I cut around 2,000 kilos.
2,000 kilos.
Yeah. I sell at 40 per kilo. I got 80,000 shillings.
80,000 shillings.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, isn't it, Timothy?
It's true. Actually, I can say onion is the crop that all farmers should look up to because of the early maturity.
How long does onions take to mature?
In the nursery, it takes 4 to 6 weeks. After transplanting, it will be 2.5 months to 3 months, depending on the variety.
How is the market? How much do they buy?
In 1 acre, if you follow all the agronomic best practices, you're about to get around 12 to 15 tons per acre.
Do you have a nursery somewhere you can
I
show
have.
us how you started?
I have.
Maybe have a look at it?
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
As with many things on a farm, having a successful outcome depends most on starting the right way. And Benjamin's onion nursery looks like a perfect beginning. Wow, this looks good.
It's looking nice.
Any question?
So maybe I would want to ask, what is the benefits of using a nursery instead of going to plant directly to the farm?
Using a nursery will try to minimize germination losses. Apart from that, you'll have small portion which you can protect your crop against diseases, against pests, insects, and all that.
Benjamin, how old is this nursery?
4 weeks.
4 weeks, Timothy. Is that the right time to transplant?
Yes, this is 4 weeks. As you can see, it is ready for transplant. When it comes to transplanting, you have to take 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the onion size.
When transplanting, space each seedling 5 to 7 centimeters apart and leave 15 centimeters between each row. But I wanted to know, how can Karen control the weeds?
There are farmers who use manual weeding, and you'll agree with me, it is not economical, and to waste a lot of time, you can't get people to do it.
And do you have a solution to that?
We have a solution to that. We have Galligan.
So what exactly is Galligan?
Galligan is a post-emergence herbicide for use to control weeds on onion. It will control all types of weeds, both grasses, broadleaf, and any kind of weed that you have in your farm.
What is post-emergence?
Post-emergence means after it has germinated or after you have transplanted. Galligan, you're supposed to use it 1 week after transplanting. And if you did seeded onions, you do at 2 to 4 leaf stage. The rates are quite low. We are talking about 50 ml in 20 liters. And you're going to see the results after 1 week. All the weeds will have dried up. Another thing I would like to add on it is that it is quite economical. When you compare this with manual weeding, you find when you use Galligan, you're going to save your weeding cost by half.
And how long does it stay in the soil?
We say that it has high potency. So there will be no weeds, maybe the whole season.
Yeah, I would want to know, is Galligan available in the market and the sizes?
Yes, Galligan is available in your nearest agrovet. We have small pack sizes from 50 ml, that is 1 pump. We have 250, we have 1 liter. So you're going to get it at very affordable prices.
Benjamin,
Yeah.
what do you use in your Shamba to control weeds?
I've been using Calcitic. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now, show us how to spray. When using any kind of chemical on the farm, it's important to get into the habit of always wearing protective clothing. Some chemicals can irritate the skin, eyes, or the lungs if breathed in. Once you are ready, pour 50 milligrams of Galligan into a measuring cup and combine with 20 liters of water. Shake well to mix and spray in an even manner from side to side, ensuring you get an even coverage. It's a good idea to spray close to the ground so there is no wastage if it's a windy day. And that's it. With Galligan, 1 spray a week after transplanting, your onions should be free from weeds right up until harvest time.
Our next expert today is Duncan from Unga. He's come to see how he can help Karen with her chicken business. Karen has already been using Unga's 3-stage Fugo chicken feed, and even better, she's divided the chickens up to match the 3 stages. There's this house for the chicks, a house for the growers, and finally, one for the layers. But why is it necessary to divide the chickens into 3 stages?
At each stage, the feeds are formulated according to the body requirements of that particular stage.
No, maybe we can go inside and then I learn from you.
All right. Okay, let's do that. So, let's see the first stage, the chicks. But remember, use a foot bath to avoid spreading diseases. The chicks are from 3 days to 8 weeks and are fed on Fugo chick mash.
Some few changes which I want you to improve, like the corners. I want you to eliminate those corners. The brood ideally should have smooth corners.
Why is that important?
Because the chicks tend to stampede towards the corner.
Right.
So in some cases, they will die due to suffocation.
Okay.
Yes. The other thing, you need to have good ventilation so that they also get fresh air.
The light that
Yes.
is supposed to provide the warmth.
Yes.
Is that enough, the ones that Karen has put?
Yes, you observe the behavior. They are well spread, so that is enough. If they were crowding towards the light, then it will indicate that the temperature is below. And if they go away, you know that the heat is too high. Karen, I've seen the feeders are good. This particular feed will be able to bring these chicks to the good growth weight. By 2 months, you will see a bird which is between 380 grams to 400 grams.
Wow.
Yes.
Is there a way of monitoring age, growth?
Take a bucket, take a sample of the birds, and you weigh them. And then you remove the weight of the bucket, and you will get the average weight of the bird.
We still have another stage
Yes.
to get to learn more about, so we better get a move on. It's okay. Yeah, okay, let's go. Time we inspected stage 2 of the Unga feeding regime, the growers. These birds are from 8 weeks to the start of laying, around 3 months, and are fed on Fugo growers mash. They look healthy to me.
They are healthy. I see the water is well distributed.
It's important water is always available to ensure productive, healthy birds.
The feeders are good. Ideally, one feeder, they should have at least 50 birds, which I see Karen is doing it well.
Yeah.
Only maybe Karen can adjust the height of the feeders. The height of the feeder should be at the level of the back of the bird.
The back of the bird.
Yes.
Okay.
So she should lift it a bit higher so that the birds will avoid wastage of feed and also feed well.
All right.
Yes. This feed will be able to ensure that this bird gain weight, give the good bone structure, so that by the time they start laying, they would have attained a weight of 1.5 kilos.
Just a quick question. Have they started producing any eggs?
Yeah, I've seen the first egg, so I should be shifting anytime from now to layer smash.
The changing, you also do it gradually because the formulation is also different. So you mix it over a period of 3 days.
So, we are off to inspect stage 3, the layers. These are fed on Fugo Layer Complete Meal. I feel like we've arrived at the money maker. This is where the money is.
Yes.
How many birds do we have here?
So I have a total of 268 birds.
How many eggs do you get per day?
Okay, I would say average of 250 because there are days I get 255 to 52. Yeah.
Wow.
That is above 90%. If you are above 85%, you know that you are doing good.
Why is it important at this stage to give our birds the Layer Complete Meal?
The Fugo Layer Complete Meal has been specially formulated to ensure that the bird lays an egg per day and gives you an egg which has a strong shell, a good size egg, an egg which has a yellow yolk, so you will maximize your productivity. This is the stage where you now do the rationing. We recommend you give 140 grams per bird per day, where 2/3 you give it in the morning, and the remaining portion, which is the 1/3, you give it in the evening.
Okay. Why are you saying we now ration?
At this stage, if you don't ration, these birds will consume more feed, they will put on weight, and when they have more weight, they become poor layers.
Karen, were you aware of that?
No, in fact, that's something I'm learning.
So, Karen, maybe farmers at home would like to know, what's your secret to successful chicken business?
Using the right feed for the right ages, and also the spacing of the chicken. They are not stressed. You just ensure that they are in a good environment.
With just a few small improvements, it looks like Karen's chicken business will go on to become even more profitable thanks to 3-stage targeted feeding using Unga's range of Fugo chicken feed.
Wow.
Hi, Tony.
So, we've learned how to manage your onions.
And how targeted feeding is good for your chicken.
But on this Shamba, Karen is indeed the real expert.
That's right. That's why we've asked her to share her top tip for farming.
For farmers who are watching this program at home, I want to give you a piece of advice. If you are buying chicks, buy your chicks from a certified producer. I once bought my chicks from a source that I was not sure of. I lost all my chicks. I wouldn't want any other person to go through that.
What do you think of that, Carol?
Oh, Tony, always make sure you buy your chicks from a certified source.
Well, coming up after the break,
how a soil test can help prepare a field for planting.
And then how a tractor can make all that hard work so much easier.
Welcome back.
To Shamba. We are in Eldoret.
And we are visiting Karen Langat. We've seen how to increase egg production
And how growing onions can be a profitable business.
but we also want to find out how a soil test can help with planting.
And how a tractor can save time and make money.
So, no time to waste.
Let's get to work.
Karen has rented a field to grow fodder crops for her cows. But last season, the yield was low. So before we arrived today, we arranged for Ian from crops.She to meet Karen and test her soil. Soil testing is the first and most important thing you can do to improve your crops. Dig out 4 or 5 samples from at least 30 centimeters under the soil surface and collect in a zigzag pattern across the field. Mix the samples thoroughly in a bucket and place around half a kilo in a crops.She bag to send to lab for testing. Make sure you include your name and address on the side of the packet. Once the sample arrives at the crops.She lab, it is tested for 5 primary nutrients and 11 secondary nutrients. Not only that, the soil is analyzed for organic matter to see if there is enough nitrogen in the soil, and for acidity levels to see if the soil needs liming. When the tests are complete, the farmer receives a 2-page report. The first page shows the various nutrient levels and whether they are high or low. The second page gives recommendations on what action to take to correct any deficiencies depending on the type of crop you want to grow. And today, Ian has come back to give Karen the soil test results. This season, Karen wants to grow bomarods, which is a type of grass. Let's see what Ian has to say.
So I've made a copy for myself and also for you.
Okay.
And I can have my copy.
It's more like looking at a report card.
Yeah, it's like a report card. Karen, red means there is a problem that needs to be fixed. And green means that you're good to go. So the main thing of a soil test is to take care of the red, which means there's a problem which can be fixed.
All right.
Yeah. So problem number 1 was the phosphorus levels in your Shamba. You have mentioned you have been doing oats, you have also been doing maize, and they have not been doing very well. And that's why you have selected bomarods. Well, something about bomarods is that they have very good deep roots, and they require deep roots to obtain the nutrients around the plant area. So when there is no enough phosphorus in your soil, the roots will not be able to grow deep, and they won't also able to develop very well. So that's probably one of the many reasons that your oats and maize are not doing that well. So you're guaranteed, if you're doing good phosphorus levels in your soil, your bomarod's roots will do marvelous. So this is the second thing, a very crucial thing that is also red. Can you see it? Calcium. As a livestock farmer, do you know the benefits of calcium? True? Yes. What does calcium do?
Good for the bones.
It's good for the bones and also for the milk production, right? So if your soil is lacking calcium, so everything that you have planted in your farm does not have what? Does not have calcium. So you're feeding your livestock things which are not healthy, will not benefit them.
Yeah.
So the feeds that you have been giving, the silage that you have been making has high deficiency of calcium. So it is good to build up the calcium levels in your soil so that you'll ensure the crop is feeding right, and also when you're making the hay and the silage, you're providing enough calcium for the cows, especially for the dairy cows, which means you'll produce very much milk. So there's also something down there.
Yeah.
Nitrogen.
Good. Nitrogen, as I said, it's for fixing food. It's for making the plant look green, the leaves big, so they can be able to manufacture food well. So if the nitrogen levels are low, so it means what? Your plant is not making enough food. So you also need to supply that to your bomarods.
So what will you suggest that Karen does?
So let's go to page 2. Page 2, basically, these are the recommendations. After we have done a soil test, we look at the problems that we have addressed with you, the calcium levels, the phosphorus levels, and we give you a solution to that. So one of them is applying lime, which is called calcitic lime. Calcitic lime is a product that has high amounts of calcium, and you've seen that your soil is in very much need of what? Of calcium. So the lime, when you apply it, it provides the calcium that is needed for your bomarods when you're growing it. And we normally recommend that you do it before planting, probably 3 weeks to 1 month. Yes.
If you talked of applying this lime,
Yes.
how many bags am I supposed to apply to this?
To this Shamba. Well, the good thing is that we will also give you the amounts. For instance, you have told us this is 2 acres, true? And from the report, you have been recommended to apply 23 bags of lime. So for 1 acre. So in your farm, if you have 2 acres, how many bags are those? Times 2, that is 46 bags. And it's very affordable, very affordable. If you look at the benefits that you'll reap from applying the lime, the cost is very effective.
So Ian,
Yes.
are there any other good recommendations that you would give Karen?
Yes, exactly. We have talked about phosphorus levels, which are good for the roots. We also talked about nitrogen, which is also good for the leaves. So we have recommended that you use fertilizers while you're planting. For the phosphorus, it's called DAP. It's a very common fertilizer. I'm sure you know it.
Yes.
And for the nitrogen, it's urea. It has 46% of nitrogen. So it will give you the maximum that you need for your shamba. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ian. Karen, you're in luck. You talked about plowing, wanting to plow.
Yes.
You know, Tony has been in touch with our expert from Simbacop. And they're on their way to come and show you the best method of plowing.
It's very good for you, Karen.
Oh my God, isn't
Yeah.
that? Oh my God, Tony is here.
Wow.
Ah, Tony, right on time. And here's Tony to the rescue. Karen has 2 acres she wants to plant with bomber rods. But thanks to the soil test, she knows first she needs to add 46 bags of lime. That's a lot of work. So we've asked Simbacop to bring one of their tractors to help, the Same Tiger.
And following on right behind, here's Simbacop's expert in Same tractors, Timothy. I want Timothy to answer Karen's questions on how a Same tractor can help speed up her farming, cut costs in the long term, and even provide a new income for her farm.
Karen, I have a tractor for you. I want you to improve on your farming, and the tractor is a Shamba tractor from Simba Corporation.
So, what is so special about this particular tractor?
Among the other tractors, when you buy a Shamba tractor, you'll never regret. It's a tractor that actually stands the game all the time.
Aha. Why is it different from other tractors?
For the simplicity of its operation, for the simplicity of its acquiring. Actually, the operation part of it is the one that makes it sweeter for the operator to have the tractor on. Even in consumption of fuel and everything, you'll just enjoy this tractor.
How simple is it?
The simplicity of a Shamba tractor is as easy as maybe just looking at a bicycle. That's what I can say. It's so simple.
It's that simple.
Very simple.
Just looking.
You just go around very quickly and you just understand your tractor and you see it's ready to work.
So, each day before use, check the water level in the radiator. Check the oil level using the dipstick. Provide the greasing points with 3 strokes of a grease gun. And finally, check that the air filter is free from dust. Then, you are good to go. Let's talk about the plowing equipment that the Summit tractor comes with. Which are they?
This tractor comes with an Otma plow, just like what is behind it. It is on a disc form. You can get it on a harrow form. You can also get it maybe on a moldboard form. But today we have it on a disc form. But it's Otma.
What is Otma?
Otma equipment are equipment manufactured from Italy. And these are very high quality equipment, which actually accompanies our high quality tractor.
Karen,
Yes.
what do you think of the Summit tractor?
Wow, I love it.
You're in love with it. Let's see how it works. Yeah. George? Well, I can see Karen is already impressed. This tractor is simple to operate, easy to maintain, and has a great set of Otma tools for plowing. Now, I am sure once she sees the Summit tractor in action, she'll want one for herself. So, let's find out what purchase options there are and whether it's affordable. What are the advantages of buying against hiring?
First and foremost, a tractor is bought as an investment. It's not a liability. So once you have a tractor with you, you will actually reduce the cost of hiring a tractor. So your job will always be done quickly. You'll be timely in your production. And then again, you'll become an employer. Everybody around your place will rely on you on every other thing they do with the tractor. That is transportation, land preparation, even planting.
I would want to know how affordable is this tractor and the fuel consumption.
A Summit tractor is very much affordable to the customers. We are trying to make it as much as possible to be affordable. For one reason, if you come alone, we shall ask you, do you have the cash? If you don't have the cash, we shall just do the transaction and that's done. If you do not have the cash, we can ask you to go and get finance from the bank. We are having some arrangements with the banks. They can actually advance you the loan, pay the tractor, and then you're left paying a loan. On top of that, you can actually join as a group, a SACCO group. You make one payment and you own your tractor.
So, Timothy, let's talk about service.
We have a fleet of vehicles that have our technicians who actually come to your place. They do the services of your tractor and any other breakdown. Just a phone call. We are there for you. We also have spares for these tractors. There's no way your tractor can stand about 24 hours that you're looking for a spare. You'll just get the genuine parts from our network within the country at any time you call, nearer your place, nearer your village, the biggest town that can be around you.
It's working very well, as I can see. Yeah.
The way I can see Karen, I think he's just about to give me a check today. We might leave this tractor here.
Well, what a great demonstration. I'm sure Karen will have all the fodder she needs for her cows. Any double quick time. Wow.
Karen,
Yes,
how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been quite a day.
It's been quite a day, but I've learned a lot. I must say it's been a good experience for me.
Thank you.
I've gained a lot from you people, and I know if you're to come by anytime soon, you'll see the difference.
So when we
Yes.
come back, Tony is going to get his
You
eggs.
will even milk.
Wow.
That's nice. Do you keep records?
Yes, I do.
That's very encouraging, and we encourage all farmers to keep records because it helps you to know how
course,
your
yes.
farm is doing. And we as a Shamba Shape Up, we have a farmer's record book,
Wow, thank
which will
you.
add on into what you have.
I'm very happy. Welcome next time.
Oh, thank you. So,
Right.
Tony, our work here is done.
Yes, our work here is done, and
We'll see you in the next
Shamba.
Thank you.